Hey guys, so I'm here with Vikey, founder of ANFIT, who's just set up a CrossFit facility down the road from our clinic on Scottsdale Drive. When I caught up with Vikey a few weeks ago, I was really impressed with his holistic philosophy around training and conditioning, and I wanted to get him on video, basically sharing that with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity, guys. So I was going to take maybe 3 minutes just to run you through kind of our approach to fitness, and hopefully you find something helpful in it. So we'll start on the far left-hand side here. So in the black on the left-hand side here, you have what's called the 10 principles of fitness. And these are, it's not necessarily a CrossFit thing, it's just a fitness thing, right? So personal trainers, physios, they all generally accept that these are the 10 principles of fitness. So when you go to a gym and you look at what people are doing, generally speaking, people will be working on these top two things. They'll work on their cardiovascular fitness or their strength. So they'll jump on the treadmill or the cross trainer and just spend 45 minutes or an hour on that. Or some of the guys do some lifting, some bench press, some bicep curls. And so those are kind of the two main things people focus on. And generally speaking, the other 8 components get neglected quite a bit, either because people don't know how to develop them, or they just can't be bothered spending the time developing them. Flexibility is not as exciting as maybe lifting weight. So our approach in here is we want to see people as well-rounded across all 10 principles as possible. So yes, we are concerned about your cardio endurance and your strength, but we also want to see you get more accuracy, more agility, more stamina, and all these other beautiful things. And what we found is that the 3 best ways to achieve this is through gymnastics. Now when I talk about gymnastics, I'm just talking about basic bodyweight movements. If I think if a gymnast walked in here, they'd probably laugh at us. It's very, very basic gymnastics. So things like burpees, press-ups, pull-ups, just things involving your own body weight. That's always going to be our priority, is learning how to use our own body well. So how to move our own body weight well before we add any weight to it. So gymnastics is super important, super valuable. Next up, weightlifting. And this doesn't mean necessarily just the Olympic lifts or the power lifts. It means anything with a bit of weight. So a kettlebell, a medicine ball, anything with a bit of external load, learning how to use that appropriately and well. And then finally, our fancy word for cardio, metabolic conditioning. It just means getting the lungs going. Anything that makes the lungs burn, whether it's running, cycling, swimming, all those beautiful things. So we find combining these 3 components, we get the best overall outcome when it comes to the 10 principles of fitness. And so over here at ANFIT, we throw these 3 components into workouts every day, and we find our members get a really good result as far as these 10 principles go. And then just quickly want to run through in red here, CrossFit's often described as being constantly varied, and I think it can be mistaken for being random. So it's certainly not random. Yes, there's lots of variance. Every day you come in, we'll do something different, but it's well programmed out. So I program 3 months in advance to make sure we get a good exposure to different things. So it's constantly varied. It is high intensity, so once you get into it, the goal is to, at the end of the workout, end up on your back gasping for air. And the reason we work at a high intensity is because intensity equals results. It's a pretty simple concept. Really important to understand though, we don't throw people into intensity straight away. The pathway we follow is technique or mechanics first of all. We wait then until you can display the technique or mechanics over a period of time, so it shows some consistency. And then finally we'll add the intensity, so that means going a bit heavier or moving a bit faster. But that's the end goal. We don't start there. We start with mechanics first, consistency second, and lastly intensity. And then finally, guys, we do functional movement. It's a bit of a buzzword in the industry. Everyone's doing functional movement. All it means is real life movements, and movements that relate to real life. So at home, when I pick up my daughter, I don't bicep curl her off the ground. I use my whole body to lift her up. And so the movements we learn in here at ANFIT is movements that will relate to your everyday life and improve your everyday life. And then finally, we're a big believer in community, as are you guys where you are. We really believe that if we can wrap all this whole thing up in community, it's going to be like a built-in accountability system. And so everybody in here knows each other's names. They kind of notice if you're not here, and so community is a really important aspect to what we do, and we find it really helps people stick to the program instead of working out by themselves. So that's in a nutshell what we do. Hope that's helpful, and we'd love to see you in to come and try out what we do here. So thanks so much again for the opportunity. I really, really appreciate it.